Hey, what's up? Michelle here, and today I'm going to be doing something a little different on the channel. I'm going to be doing a get to know me tag. I have been making videos here on YouTube on this channel for almost 10, I want to say 8 years now, but a long time. Since like the moment I graduated college, I started making YouTube videos, and this channel has gone through like a lot of iterations. It's been quite a journey. It actually started being called Vegan Break. If any of you guys were watching that long ago, like 8+ years ago, let me know down below. That's just mind-blowing to me. But yeah, I've taken there's been spans of almost a year where I haven't posted anything. Life got really busy. I was working for various nonprofit organizations or on various different projects and efforts. But I've never really just done a personal who the heck am I behind this channel tag. So I figured we'd do that today in case you guys are interested. And if you're not, that's fine. Just click away. It's cool, guys. So yeah, I pulled together just a random list of I just Googled get to know me tag questions, and we'll just jump right in. First question is, what's your full name? My name is Michelle Taylor Kane. The last name was the kind of weird part. It's spelled C-E-H-N, and I think I'm the only person besides my immediate family in the whole world who has that last name. I can always tell whether people know me well based on whether they can pronounce my last name. It used to be Cohen, but my grandmother didn't want to be persecuted, so she figured she'd just change her last name so it wasn't super Jewish sounding and then not have to deal with trouble. Okay, where are you from? I was born in Albany, New York, and I was adopted, so pretty much right away, soon after I was born, my parents picked me up and took me back to their home in Oakland, California, where I grew up and have lived almost all of my life until now, where I just moved to Sacramento, California, which is lovely, and I love it so much. What do you do for a living? So for a living, I do so many different things right now. I started working on my own a few years ago. Before that, I was working for nonprofit organizations. I worked for PETA for 5 years. I worked a little bit with Physicians Committee for Responsible Medicine. I worked with a lot of different groups and companies. But now my job is kind of all over the board. I'm primarily a content creator, so I make videos here on YouTube. I run the website worldofvegan.com. I work with Vegan Outreach as their social media manager, so I do all their social media content. I work with the company Vegan Cuts to create their videos, and I do a lot of freelance photography and videography work. I do vegan food photography for cookbooks and beyond, and I do sometimes I'll work with animal sanctuaries to do videos featuring their animals and the stories about their animals. I just have been piecing together a lot of different things, and it's been really, really fun. My favorite part of all of it is creating content for you guys, so thanks for watching. What's your favorite food? Mac and cheese. It's funny because I never really liked mac and cheese until I went vegan, and then suddenly I felt like every time I saw it on the menu anywhere or saw it in a store, I would buy it and try it because I was so intrigued, and I've just fallen head over heels for vegan mac and cheese. It's so, so good. There is a restaurant called Homeroom in Oakland. It's an all mac and cheese restaurant, and they have a vegan version on the menu that they make the cheese from scratch, and it's so good. It's one of the things I miss most about Oakland. Not that I'm that far away, but still I do miss it. What is your favorite holiday destination? Anywhere warm and sunny, near water. But my husband is from Ohio, so every holiday season we go back to Ohio and we spend it there with his family, and it's wonderful, even though it is not hot and not sunny and not near water. What's your favorite sport? Definitely soccer. I grew up playing soccer. I played for more than 10 years. A lot of my life I was on multiple teams, and it was just a big part of my life. I absolutely loved it. Although I haven't played in probably, oh my gosh, has it been a decade since I've touched a soccer ball? It actually makes me really sad to think about that. I miss it a lot. I used to have soccer dreams when I stopped being on a team. I missed it so much that I would just dream of playing soccer. Okay. Are you a dog person or a cat person? Dog person. Dogs, man, all the way. I love you too, cats, but dogs. Come on. Do you have any pets? I have a dog. His name is Chance. And until last week, we had a bunny named Pancakes. He was amazing. I thought bunnies lived like 20 years, but he was like a little bit over 8 years old. And oh, I miss him so much. What is at the top of your bucket list? 2 things right now. One is making a documentary, and the second is writing a book. So stay tuned, guys. All right, what is the best book you've read this year? Hands down, How Not to Die. I got that book for Christmas from Dan's family, and honestly, I thought it was going to be a snooze read. It's by Dr. Michael Greger, so he's a very well-known doctor who talks about nutrition things a lot online. He has like 1 million videos out there. He reads basically all of the new nutrition articles and stuff that are published, and he synthesizes that information and kind of shares it to the general public in a very digestible, understandable way. And this book, I could not put it down. And like every 5 minutes I'd be like, Dan, listen to this. Like, Dan, did you know this? Like, oh my God, we have to do this. It's just so good. So I'll link it down below. You can get it on Amazon or almost any bookstore, but it's called How Not to Die, and it is amazing. What is the name of your first pet? This is actually kind of funny. My first pet was a fish. I've always been a huge animal lover, but I was never really allowed to have pets for the longest time. Finally, I got a fish growing up, and I named him Fred Frank. I thought it was funny. I loved him so much. He lived like a week. It was very sad, but still remember him to this day. Okay, what is something you wish you were gifted at doing? Hands down, public speaking. I would give pretty much anything to be a good public speaker, but I don't know, I used to think that that was the best way that you could reach people with a message and just in a really powerful way convey and inspire people to choose better, be kinder, like just change their lives. And I don't know, I've tried really hard. I used to go to Toastmasters to just help develop my speaking skills, but I am petrified. Like if people are watching me, my brain just shuts down and just adrenaline just takes over. I'm sweating everywhere. It just is a hot mess. And I'll do it. Like I spoke at the Cleveland Veg Fest this past year, and I've spoken at several different events, and I'll do it, but it is just so difficult for me, and it just like consumes me. So yeah, I wish I could just naturally, without a care, just go up and speak and move an audience. I think the people who have the ability to do that can really do a lot of good things for the world. All right, what is your favorite quote? Oh my gosh, so many good quotes. I'll tell you a funny one, or kind of a funny story. In high school, it was at that time that I learned a lot about animal testing, animal experimentation. I watched all these PETA videos about monkeys just getting experimented on, and it was horrific. So I became such a little activist in my high school. I would post pictures and facts and stuff around the school to help educate people about what's going on. I was like, if people knew this, they'd be horrified, which is true. But in the yearbook, we each got a little yearbook page that we could decorate with everyone was just putting photos of them growing up or photos of them with their high school friends. And on mine, I put this dramatic PETA quote that went, "Unseen they suffer, unheard they cry, in agony they linger, in loneliness they die." And I just had this really upbeat and positive and happy yearbook page. And then there's this really dramatic, dark quote that really wasn't relevant to anything else on my yearbook page. And I'm sure people got it because they knew me and I was really passionate about that, but I years later looked back and was like, what? This is so weird. Oh man. Okay. What is your favorite type of clothing? That's a weird question. Anything snuggly, anything warm and cozy. I'm inherently freezing all the time, so yeah, anything snuggly, like a cozy scarf. Does a blanket count? Oh, a onesie, like a cozy onesie, yeah. Do you have a best friend? I do. Her name's Maud. I grew up across the street from her. She moved in across the street when we were 5 years old, and we became best friends and have been really good friends ever since. I love her. We're kind of like sisters. We'd always go to camps together, and we looked very similar. Like, we both had blonde hair and blue eyes, and everyone just thought we were sisters, and we thought that was cool, so we went with it. Do you have a tattoo? I do not have any tattoos. I would probably get one if not for the pain. I'm just very pain averse, and also not confident enough that I won't change my mind in like 30 seconds. But I want to get, if I got a tattoo, I would get a little snail tattoo with the heart on my ankle. Thought about this before, clearly, but I think that would be a really painful place to get a tattoo. Those of you who have tattoos, how bad is it? Ooh, just needles, man. No. Okay. Do you hold any convictions that you would be willing to die for? Yes, like infinite numbers. What piece of technology can you not live without? This right here, my friends, my cell phone. What was your favorite subject in high school? Math. What was your least favorite subject in high school? Definitely history. What was your first job? Well, besides babysitting, which I did since I could like basically walk, and like selling, I would also, oh my God, this is embarrassing. I was such a little entrepreneur when I was little. I would like draw pictures or carve soaps or just create things, and I would go around the neighborhood knocking on doors and selling them to people for like 5 cents or 10 cents or $1 or whatever I could get for them. Like, oh my God, or I'd wash cars. I would just pretty much do anything for money. Yes, I'm very Jewish that way. But I guess my first official job was as a soccer referee. What is your biggest fear? Spiders, for sure. When did you suffer your first heartbreak? I mean, it had to be when Fred Frank, my fish, died after 1 week. Like, my first animal, I loved him so much, and it was just really rough. When was the first time you were on a plane? Well, really soon after I was born, because I was adopted from Albany, New York, and my parents took me home to California. When was the last time you cried? When my bunny died last week. When was the last time you got in a fist fight? I have never been in a fist fight. And I have no desire to ever be in a fist fight. Violence, man. Who needs it? Who has left the most impact on your life? Well, probably my birth mom, because I wouldn't exist without her, and my parents, because they gave me an amazing life. Thanks, Mom and Dad. Aww. Who is the best teacher you've ever had? 2 teachers really stand out to me. One was my math teacher in middle school. She was amazing and gave me a lot of confidence and made me feel like I had potential, so that really helped me try really hard in school. And then my biology teacher in high school, he was awesome. He made biology really fun, and I just loved it. I loved studying biology, studying animals, studying our planet and the world, and he made it really interesting. So yeah, thanks, great teachers. I loved all my teachers, though. They were amazing, except for a select few. Who is your role model? Honestly, I don't really have a role model anymore. I used to, like Jane Goodall was a role model, but there's no one that exists now that I know of who I would like want to be like. Like, no one has my dream job. I just what I want to do and be in life is not the same as anyone that I see who I can like model my career after. So I'd have to say no one, but of course, like, I admire and get inspiration from so many people who are amazing. Who was your first boyfriend or girlfriend? My first boyfriend was named Jordan, and it's kind of funny because my best friend Maud actually dated him a few years after me for a few years. And it was really funny because you'd think that would be all dramatic, but it was not a big deal at all. It's just kind of funny. Have you ever been seriously injured? Yeah. While playing soccer, I tore my ACL 2 times. First one knee, then 2 years later, the other knee, and then a few years later, I was just like jumping spastically down the street because I'm hyper and crazy, and I tore my meniscus, so I got a 3rd knee surgery. My knee surgeon was like, "What are you doing back here?" It's all good though. My knees are stronger than ever now. Not really. I'll probably need a full body replacement by like age 40. All right, where are we? If you could give your younger self any advice, what would it be? It would probably be, hey, younger Michelle, you're an introvert, and it's okay. It's okay if you want to, like, be alone working on projects rather than hanging out with people. It's okay. And it'll be awesome one day once you realize that you're not just weird and antisocial. Okay, what app do you use the most? Instagram. I love me some Instagram. I have, like, I have / manage like 7 different Instagram accounts, the main one being @vegan, and then I have my name, @Michelle Kane, and then I have World of Vegan, @worldofvegan, and I do Instagram stories for vegan cuts, and I manage the vegan outreach Instagram, so there's a lot of Instagram going on in my life. I'll drop those below if you guys are interested in following any of them. What are your hobbies? I love photography, I love videography, making videos, YouTube. I consider this kind of a hobby rather than a job. It's definitely more of a hobby. Hanging out with people, hanging out with animals, like volunteering, advocacy, activism of any sort, eating food, cooking, hanging out with Dan. Is that a hobby? Netflix. Can Netflix be a hobby? Yeah, I don't know. A lot of things. I love creative things. I love visual things, and I love like anything that I can create and then have something tangible that just is there forever. Like I love making ebooks. The meal plans I create with Tony were really fun to do. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's kind of my job, but kind of hobbies at the same time. What countries have you visited? Oh my gosh. Quite a lot of them, actually. Let's see. Japan. My friend lived in Japan. I went there in middle school. Gosh, I was really lucky. Italy. My boyfriend's family was in Italy, so I actually went there twice. I went to France. I went to the Caribbean. Where's the Caribbean? Is that a country? Is it in a, where? Tell me the status of the Caribbean. What is the country related to that? Where else have I gone? Oh, Spain. I went to Spain with my mom, and that was a few years ago. That was a really special trip. I think that's it. I'll probably look back later and be like, Michelle, you missed the whole country. No, I think that's it. What do you consider unforgivable? I mean, anytime someone's cruel intentionally or does something just mean intentionally, I just think it's not cool and it's not forgivable. But I don't really know people who do cruel things intentionally. Thankfully, I clearly live in such a bubble because where are all these terrible people coming from in our world? I don't know. Do you want kids? Oh, well, that's a personal question, guys. Gosh. There was once a time in my life where I would have tattooed on my arm, like I will never have kids because it's not environmentally sustainable and it's just creating more, and who wants to bring a kid into this world right now? But now I would say probably. I probably want a kid. I don't know if I could do more than one kid. I probably want a kid one day. I wish I could say I want a kid like 20 years from now, but I know that's not really realistic. Sorry, clearly I've been talking a lot because that timer just went, or the video just stopped recording. Scary movie or happy endings? This is actually the last question. Happy endings all the way. I actually don't like watching anything violent or scary or disturbing in movies, on TV, any of it. I just don't like putting that into my head. I have like really bad nightmares, so if I watch anything, it just feeds that. And I also there's enough going on in real life that's terrible that when I watch something, I just want it to be like happy. So that is all. That was like a lot of questions and in many ways not at all related to vegan things, but if you've been watching this channel for a while, I hope you enjoyed getting a little deeper peek into who this person is that you've been watching. Thank you guys so much. I especially thank you all those of you who have been chatting with me in the comments. Some of you for many years. It's just really special, and I do consider you guys like my family. I love you guys. So thank you so much for watching. And let me know some things about you, something interesting about you. Answer one of these questions in the comments below. I would love that. I hope you have an amazing day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye. Mwah.